always wanted to make this sort of video, but I've never really had the time. You see, because of this whole quarantine thing, the past couple weeks have been a stark contrast to my normal life, or at least what my new normal life was. I went from traveling constantly and being so busy, it was kind of hard to even find time to sleep, to just being stuck here, which by the way is a great place to be stuck, and it makes me so happy that I actually built this studio, because now I'm like, it makes me so happy I spent so long making every intricate detail of the studio perfect. But I figured there's never gonna be a better time than now to make this day in the life video. You see, the reason I wanted to make this video is because I want to give you guys an inside look at the different things that I juggle when it comes to my life. You see, I do magic here on YouTube, this whole channel, Rise Magic. I also have a full-time job traveling around the country, taking photos and making mini sports documentaries and sometimes feature-length documentaries on some pretty high-level athletes, which puts me in some really cool situations, gives me incredible opportunities, and I just want to share some of that with you right now, because I've just been too busy to otherwise. So I'm gonna show you some different examples of days that I've had when I'm filming, traveling, performing magic. The editing part, that's not that exciting. You see, when I've been stuck here in quarantine, that's actually the main thing that I've been doing is editing, because that's the one thing I can do. Obviously, editing's a huge part of my job, but that's the thing that I do when I'm here and I'm sitting in front of the computer. And trust me, that's not that exciting. Editing is just sitting in front of a computer for hours, filling yourself with self-doubt on whether or not you've worked hard enough or are talented enough to justify the position that you're in, while working under your own self-created pressure to constantly outdo yourself. Just kidding. Sorta. But I'm gonna take this opportunity to answer one question that I get all the time, which is, when do you practice cardistry and magic? How often do you practice? When do you practice during the day? Well, it's a really simple answer. Whenever I'm editing at my desk, I almost always have a deck of cards in one of my hands when I'm editing. It helps me think, get my creativity going. So that's when I practice the most. I don't really have dedicated practice time, but I do handle cards a ton throughout the day. Traveling is really an essential part of documentary filmmaking. If I want to be making a story on somebody and want to make it to the best of my ability, I need to be on site with my camera doing work. So let's flash back to a few weeks ago to my trip out to LA so I can give you an inside look at what a travel day looks like for me. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my day in the life video. Now, I have a lot of things that I got going on. Today, I'm actually traveling out to LA. It'll be my first time in Los Angeles, flying out there because tomorrow I have a baseball camp type video I gotta make and film. So right now, gotta make some breakfast, get packed up, and unfortunately, it takes me a while to get packed up because I don't really get to pack lightly. I know lots of you guys might go places and just take a carry-on, but I gotta take 2 camera bags, a tripod, and a carry-on for all my food problems that I have to deal with. So for right now, let's just time-lapse the tedious task of packing up 2 camera bags, 1 carry-on, a tripod bag, and cooking some chicken up for right now for breakfast, for when I get to the airport, and another thermos for when I get to the hotel tonight. We'll see you there. Now we're all good to go besides the food. Instapot is ready. Ready to rumble. I don't care that I'm on the ground of a hotel hallway. I just walked 3 miles after I got at LAX with all those bags, then got in a Lyft / Uber, whatever you want to call it, for an hour and a half. I'm finally here. I'm just gonna eat some food. I ordered an Instacart on the way here. It's gonna have my chicken and applesauce delivered to the room, where I will promptly pass out after I get some work done. All right, so here's the deal. You guys know I can't go out to eat anywhere, so when I'm traveling on the road, I bring that portable burner that you saw me pack away earlier with a pan. Then I use an app like Instacart to ship me chicken, applesauce, and my newest addition to my diet, eggs. And we're gonna make right here in the bathroom of the hotel room some cooked up chicken and some scrambled eggs with, of course, some organic applesauce. And that's gonna be our dinner before we go and shoot tomorrow morning. Look at that. Tell me that isn't a 5-star quality meal. Here's that pink Himalayan salt that I knew would come in handy. Gonna eat up this nice dinner, get ready for tomorrow. One thing I really like to do before I go out on a shoot is I put out all my camera gear on the table. I clean my lenses, I make sure all my batteries are charged so I'm all good to go. Along with that, I usually make an outline on what I want the video to be that I'm shooting, some interview questions for the subject. In this case, it's an athlete, so I want to make sure that I do research on him to make sure I know everything I need to know to give a good interview. Then I'm just gonna hit the hay. So the very last part of my day is doing my devotional. I just bring the devotional as a chapter a day for the rest of your life, which helps me read a chapter of the Bible every day, but I don't bring a Bible with me because I haven't even checked yet, but I know that every hotel room, oh, not this drawer, so that means it's the next. Every hotel room has a Bible. There it is. So you don't need to bring your own because every hotel room has a Bible. Fun fact. A couple weeks ago when I was making that video, I ended up getting brutally sick about 5 minutes after that last video cut off. Turns out I can't eat eggs anymore. I was trying to, I could eat them for about 7 days and I can't anymore. I won't go into details, but it was an extremely painful morning. Thankfully, I was able to suck it up and still get to that baseball camp that I had to film, got some really cool footage, ended up making a really awesome video that I'm really proud of. Now, I actually had to stay in LA a little bit longer for another shoot I was gonna do. That's another thing that happens when you're traveling around. You wanna maximize your time in different big cities like LA. So there was another person who I wanted to see. Obviously, for privacy reasons, I'm gonna have to leave that person who I was doing this next film for nameless, but it was pretty cool because I stayed out in LA for a couple of days. I was able to grab some amazing footage with them from the hours of like midnight to 4 a.m. West Coast time. And I'm from Texas right now, so that's 2 hours earlier. So I was really out till about 7 a.m. Texas time, and then I had to fly back in the morning at 9 a.m. West Coast time, so I slept for about an hour and then flew all the way back to Texas. Right when I got back to Texas, I slept for about 8 hours and then had another shoot that I had to go to on that Tuesday. Actually, I think it was a Wednesday. So I'm constantly moving, constantly traveling, constantly filming, and then when I'm sitting here like this, that's when I'm editing. That's kind of what traveling looks like for me. I've been on 20 plus trips for this job so far, stayed at dozens of hotels and really been on, I think, like over 50 flights in the past 8 months. And yes, traveling with my sickness and traveling with my food restrictions is extremely annoying. But the way I look at it, maybe some of you guys can take something from this, but for me, complaining about it, being depressed about it, that's not gonna make me healthy. At the end of the day, I just wanna be healthy. If I'm not, I just have to embrace that time for what it is, right there in that moment, and push through and still accomplish my goals and dreams. I cannot let that stuff restrict me whatsoever. So it's just a fun story here on YouTube. Yes, I cook chicken in the bathroom on a burner that I keep in my suitcase. Like I said, here on YouTube, I'm not gonna give out the names of these people that I'm working for and with, but if you do wanna see some of the final products of the stuff I'm filming when I'm out in location in LA or in New York City or in Florida, you can see all that on my personal Instagram at @TheRealChandlerHenry. If you go there, you'll see why I'm so passionate about this, because while I love making YouTube videos here in this genre of sports documentaries, I feel like that's when my best comes out as a filmmaker. Hopefully you'd agree if you saw the same, but I feel like, just aside, my editing style is pretty dramatic. And sometimes when it comes to like car sheet videos, I feel like I'm like overdoing it because you're just shuffling cards. And I know for us, it's bigger than that, but to other people, it's like, you're doing all that just for shuffling cards? Yes. And I love doing it, but when it comes to these amazing UFC events and stuff like that, I get to really, go all out in my editing with the big hits and the editing and the punches, and it just really fires me up to make stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong, if I had to choose between these two sides of my life, YouTube and sports documentary filmmaking, first off, I don't think I'll ever have to choose. There's no reason I can't always do both, but if I had to choose, I'm almost positive I'd go right with YouTube, because this is something that Grant and I have built together. It's something that's completely and truly mine. I'm not telling someone else's story. We're telling our story, which is extremely important to me. But I don't plan on choosing between them anytime soon. So in terms of travel, that's pretty much it. Over the past 8 months, I've been to New Orleans, Jackson, Mississippi, Atlanta, Houston, Cleveland, Miami, New York City, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Lexington, Kentucky, Albany, Dallas, Phoenix, and I think I'm missing some, but I've been a lot of places. So in terms of travel, that's what I'm working with. But when I'm actually on site filming, there really isn't much to it. I mean, you see these shots of me filming on location. Thankfully, the people I work for, I think it's the thing I'm most thankful for. They give me the ability to do what I do best without really any interference. They just trust me to make something awesome. And I'm pretty certain that I always come through with something awesome. I love filming. That's another amazing part, especially when I get to be in a cool setting, whether it's backstage at the UFC or just at a cool football camp in Jackson, Mississippi in the middle of nowhere, somewhere I've never been before, or in a skyscraper in New York City. It's just an amazing experience all the time. And for me, I don't know if there's any other filmmakers watching this, but when you get that shot and you kind of like get goosebumps because you're like, wow, that was an incredible moment that I was able to record forever. It's just an amazing feeling. By the way, if when I'm talking about this filming stuff, you're interested in the camera stuff that I work with, like the actual logistics, the gear that I use, what camera I use to shoot, what lenses I use 3 different cameras, a gimbal. If you're interested in that stuff, I would love to make a video on the gear that I use to be a high-level filmmaker professionally in the industry, but I don't think anyone's gonna watch it necessarily. So if you guys are interested in that video, let me know down below because I would love to make something like that. Now, we got traveling, we got filming. That's kind of the one part of my life, but some of you guys might be wondering, Chandler, where's the magic? Well, you'd be shocked to see how many times magic comes up when I'm doing the traveling and filming. Seriously, all the time. Now, unfortunately, for almost all these situations, I'm the cameraman, I'm the filmmaker. So if I'm doing magic on location at a party, at an event, most of the time I have to put down the camera and go do the magic. So it's not getting recorded besides maybe someone's Instagram story who was just watching. I wish I could record more of it for you guys on YouTube, but I gotta focus obviously on doing my job in the moment. Lots of these athletes, people I work for, already know kind of about the Rise Magic YouTube channel, one way or another through my Instagram or just through someone telling them about it. So I always have to be ready to perform magic at all times. You guys have seen that video that I posted a few months ago where I was performing magic at a baseball party in Arizona. That was amazing. That was actually a time where I had a friend come in who also could operate a camera, and I handed it to him and he got to record me doing magic. But man, there are so many cool stories that I'll probably have to save for a podcast or two in the future. Like I've done magic on a private jet for an extended period of time, put on a whole private jet magic show. There's a few other ones in New York City that got a little crazy. I'm sure I'm just showing pictures and random Instagram videos right now. I really wish I could do a better job recording these situations so I could show you guys, but man, trust me, I have some stories to tell, but I'll save that for another time. Without sugarcoating or exaggerating at all, as a magician, I really have an ideal situation. I get to perform magic for famous people, but I never have to do the awkward part of going up to somebody and saying, hey, do you want to see a magic trick? I haven't done that in a long time, probably over a year since the last time I've done that, because people are always introducing me as Chandler, the filmmaker who makes cool videos, but also has a YouTube channel with 200,000 subscribers where he does magic. You want to see a card trick by him? And I'm just sitting there like, I guess I gotta dig in my backpack now. In fact, this job where I'm primarily filmmaking, like my job is to make videos, it's made me brush up on my magic and learn new stuff all the time because I always have to be ready to perform. It's really fun. It adds a whole nother stress level to what I do, but like a fun stress level, like a anxiety. I'm not really selling it. It's like a rush. You know what I mean? Like always ready. So yeah, guys, I hope that little scoop inside of my life helps entertain you a little bit during your quarantine. In fact, me making this video and editing it is entertaining me during this quarantine. I really can't wait to get back to that lifestyle. Although one thing I will say, if you're looking at that and you're like, man, Chandler, that's a lot. It is. And being in this kind of like bubble of the coronavirus thing and being forced to slow down definitely has given me some perspective on that lifestyle. And one thing I will say is I am so thankful that I'm able to live that lifestyle with, frankly, the disabilities that I have with my stomach. I've been hospitalized plenty of times. You guys know the whole story at this point, but to be able to just push my body like that and go sleepless nights and travel all over the country is something that I truly never thought I'd be able to do. And I'm extremely thankful for it. Something I've noticed is that when you're doing something that you love every single day, but it's always different and you're always put in a new situation, and every day is so different. One day I'm performing magic on a private jet, the next day I'm with this famous person making this video, and the next day I'm here doing this in this different spot, is that time just moves incredibly fast. The past 8 months have gone by like that for me. It's just, and I'm taking a breath and I'm like, wow, it's been wild. I know I haven't been able to share a lot of it with you guys, so I hope that this, I'm not trying to keep anything from you guys. I've just been busy, and thankfully I've been able to continue YouTube during this time and really grow it to a platform that I never thought I would ever reach. I mean, the goal was always 100,000 subscribers. Now we're at 200,000 subscribers. Everything's going great, and then it all comes to a stop. which is, I don't really know how I feel about it, but I'm thankful for the rest. I'm thankful for the extra time to do my real passion, the one that I would choose. Don't tell anybody, but the one that I would choose, which is YouTube, with you guys right here. I really hope that you guys are staying healthy during this time. As you see on the news and stuff, it's gonna probably get pretty bad before it gets better. So I really hope you guys are hunkered down, keeping yourself healthy, keeping your friends and family healthy from a distance. And really, you could use this time for so many beneficial things. I was joking about in last week's video where I was talking about all I do is play Call of Duty and Fortnite. I've also been doing a ton of editing, a ton of project development for Rise projects in the future. Really planning, learning some new skills. Use this time wisely because, take it from me, time like this where you literally have time, weeks, where the whole world is frozen and shut down, you get time to improve yourself without falling behind. It's an incredible opportunity. I hope you guys take advantage of it. That's all I got for you guys this time. I'll give you a hint on what some of the next videos are gonna look like. You know how I said I don't really have dedicated time to practice? Let's just say I've been dedicating time to practice about an hour to a day the past few days to prepare for one of my upcoming videos. So I'm really excited about that, really nervous about it. I hope you guys love it. See you next time.